used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, and needing us to shine its light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. God needs us to shine its light, and God needs us to shine its light, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Our second song today is Unwritten. I am unwritten, can't read my mind, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned, staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. I break tradition. Sometimes my trials are outside the lines. We've been conditioned Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank all. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cityside. My name is Connie Hodak. I'm one of your licensed spiritual practitioners. I use the pronouns she, her. I love that the room is filled up. This is beautiful. If you're joining us online, we're so happy to have you. Denise Maple, one of our licensed spiritual practitioners, is online with you. Say hello to her. Welcome her. And I invite everyone here to spread the word about Cityside. Please share. Share the live stream, check in on Facebook, Instagram, share posts, talk to people. Folks in the room on the table back there, and I think there's like 3 of them up here, take one of these with you and share these. It's you belong here, and on the back it tells us what we're all about, tells them what we believe and what we do. So please share that, spread the word. Here at Cityside, we embrace new thought and wisdom teachings and are affiliated with the Centers for Spiritual Living. We honor all paths and provide a supportive community where you can explore your own spiritual path. Now we have the reading and mission statement, and if you'll join with me. At Cityside, we envision a diverse and empowered community that is practicing unconditional love in action. Our mission is to create safe and inclusive spaces to explore and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual consciousness, and express our authentic nature. Gordon Dickinson, another one of our licensed spiritual practitioners, is holding vigil today, a meditative state to fill the room with love and light and high vibration, and that facilitates a transformative experience for each and every one of us. Today, we have our own Reverend Linda Jackson continuing our theme, Raise Your Voice, and her talk is entitled Overcoming Silence. I don't like silence generally. I fill it with noise and I fill it with talking and all of that. So I'm kind of interested to hear what the take is on overcoming that silence. It is just in recent year that I've learned that silence can be friendly. It's okay. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to this. Now is our time of community greeting. Get up and say hello to somebody, especially someone that's new or someone you don't know, and share with them, why are you here at Cityside? Or when did you start coming to Cityside? Some have been here for quite some time, and some are brand new. So let's explore each other.
So if you'll all come back into your seats, it's my job to herd the cats, which is not easy. So Amy, be like sheep today. You let me herd you. All right, my name is Reverend Judy Randiger Meza. My pronouns are she, her. And I'm here to offer our reading this morning, lead us into a brief meditation, and say a prayer over our service. So our reading today is from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. I am a center in the divine mind, a point of God-conscious life, truth, and action. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action, into correct results. Everything I do, say, or think is stimulated by the truth. There is power in this word that I speak, because it is of the truth, and it is the truth. There's perfect and continuous right action in my life and my affairs. All belief in wrong action is dispelled and made negative. Right action alone has power, and right action is power, and power is God, the living Spirit Almighty. The Spirit animates everything that I do, say, or think. Ideas come to me daily, and these ideas are divine ideas. They direct me and sustain me without effort. I am continuously directed. I am compelled to do the right thing at the right time, to say the right word at the right time, to follow the right course at all times. All suggestion of age, poverty, limitation, or unhappiness is unrooted from my mind and cannot gain entrance to my thought. I'm happy, well, and filled with perfect life. I live in the spirit of truth and am conscious that the spirit of truth lives in me. My word is the law unto its own manifestation and will bring to me or cause me to be brought into its fulfillment. There is no unbelief, no doubt, no uncertainty. I know, and I know that I know. Let every thought of doubt vanish from my mind, that I may know the truth, and the truth may make me free. So I invite us now into a place of stillness, just turning within in the way that is most comfortable for you. Just allowing your breath to bring you into that place of quiet reflection. So as we allow this peace and this stillness, this quiet to continue, and as we feel it in our very bones, you just know that this is an eternal peace. This is an eternal love, an eternal power that is here now. It is here and everywhere and everywhen. It is always with us. And I know it is that spirit and that truth that is with us in this service today. And so it is, I know it is that truth that lives and breathes and has its being as me. It lives and breathes and has its being with each and every person here on online. It is the absolute truth of all of life, and is that truth that is in back of all life. And so it is in that truth, in that oneness, in that connection and unity to all that God is, all that source is, whatever name we want to give it, that we bless this service today in all of its beauty and all of its wonderful connection to source, the way it uplifts and enlightens us and guides us. And so I bless it even as it begins, knowing it is perfect in its unfoldment. And so I bless each and every heart that has come together, heart and hand that has come together to make this service possible. So much goes into creating these services, and I bless all of the teams, all of the volunteers. I especially bless our music team that does so much to connect us in song as prayer, and our tech team that works so diligently to make sure that this service is available to us here in the room and online. And just knowing that each and every heart and hand has been opened by the Spirit of God, and everyone here connecting is in that same spirit with an open heart and open mind, ready to receive. And so I bless Reverend Linda and her talk, absolutely knowing that she has opened herself up to this divine presence, this divine love, and that it speaks through her today, and each of us receives the message that we most need to hear. And I say a word of blessing upon all of the people who are currently serving, who have served in our armed forces, who we remember this weekend, those who have been harmed in any way and injured, those who have lost their lives, protecting our country, protecting democracy. I bless them and their families. And I bless our community as we continue to grow in faith and love and service to the world. I bless it and call it good. And together we say, and so it is.
Our feature song today came requested by Reverend Linda. This is Encourage Yourself.
Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word over your life. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you have to speak a word over yourself. Depression is all around. Oh, I minister to myself. Life can hurt you so till you feel there's nothing left. So no matter how you feel, speak the word over your life, and you will be healed. You will be healed. Oh, sometimes I gotta look at myself in the mirror now and tell myself nobody else will. I can run. You gotta remember, I'm more than a conqueror. And where there is weakness in me, I believe in everything that love ever said to me. I believe I can be so encouraged. Yes, I will be encouraged. I am encouraged. Cause sometimes you have to encourage yourself, and sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in love.
All right, I think we can all go home now. I am so grateful to Paige and Greg and Nora for always being willing to entertain these requests, right? So I so love that song, and it really speaks to the idea that sometimes the voice you most need to hear is your own. And I will come back to that song a little bit later. I want to acknowledge something else. And thank you, Judy, for mentioning Memorial Day. I went yesterday to a sound bath at Rose Hill Cemetery, which is a really beautiful historic place, and there's a chapel, and it was amazing. But I learned something, or was reminded of something, and I'm paraphrasing, and it's a little different. My take on it is a little different than what the man shared, but he talked about the 3 deaths in the Mexican culture, and the first one being when you leave your body, the second one being when your body is interred or cremated or whatever is done with it, and the third being when no one speaks your name. Whew. So I just invite us to pause for a moment and remember those names, the ones that matter to you, so that they can stay alive for you, with you. And perhaps tomorrow you can make a long list and be sure to include everyone. Whew. So hi, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, those of you who are online. I'm Reverend Linda. My pronouns are she, her. And we are wrapping up our May theme, Raise Your Voice. And we're using Brene Brown's book. I'm getting a little feedback there. I don't know if it's something I'm doing. Brene Brown's book, Braving the Wilderness, The Quest for True Belonging, and The Courage to Stand Alone. And there's that sort of paradox of having to get right with yourself and be able to stand alone before you can actually belong, right? And there's so much in this theme and in this book. And there have been a lot of great talks this month. So I invite you to go back to the recordings and really dig into all of the material. This talk today, I guess I wanted to make sure I was connected there, Overcoming Silence. And what we're looking at is how this relates to both the individual liberation and collective liberation. So throughout this month, we've been hearing a lot about how true belonging is not about fitting in, but about being who you really are. And, belonging to yourself first, right? Finding your voice for self-advocacy, and then boundary setting for healthy relationships, moving from codependence to interdependence, moving from being a victim of our circumstances to being empowered co-creators of our lives. And today I'm adding this speaking up, to speak truth, to speak over yourself, to encourage yourself, to remind yourself who you are, what really matters, and what else is possible. Reclaiming your voice is the path to your healing, the path to authentic connection with others, and the path to true liberation for everyone. The work we do individually supports the collective. And there are many ways to approach this idea of silence. Connie spoke to that a bit, right? The benefits of silence to quiet the chatter, quiet the mind, that space where we tap into our inner wisdom, to the divine within, where we commune, where we receive guidance. So silence is a tool for inner reflection, for personal growth, discovery. And we're being called to embrace vulnerability in that personal growth, in that transformation, to call out the parts of ourselves that we may have pushed aside or even kept secret, overcoming that silence. And I just want to acknowledge that you have every right to discern what you want to share. That's privacy. There's a difference between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is about boundaries, about discerning, choosing what's appropriate. Secrecy is a concealing. It usually carries shame, guilt. So the way to discern is to ask, why am I withholding this information? Is it out of privacy and discernment, or am I hiding something? I'm not saying that we have to broadcast our healing, right? Just suggesting to break the silence on that shame and on the guilt as the first step to remember who you really are, and breaking the patterns of our family dysfunctions. Do you have family secrets? Anybody? I mean, it's a clue. That's a direct beeline to the dysfunction. Because while silence may initially protect us, it ultimately disconnects us. First from ourselves, and then from everyone else. You can't be connected to someone else if you're not connected to yourself. You can't belong anywhere until you belong to yourself. And I'll go even a step further. You can't feel loved if you don't belong to yourself. Because even if someone says they love you, you're going to interpret that as they love the version of you that you've been showing them. So it's not going to fully land. I'm very familiar with this. I can talk all about it. So learning to love yourself, to accept yourself, to belong to yourself is really the first step. Overcoming the silence and revealing the hidden parts, we become more of ourselves. So this is that piece of overcoming silence for the personal liberation. The disconnection from ourselves begins with the silence that we learn, not through the helpful practice of silence, but the silence we learn from cultural and family conditioning, from early messages like, be nice, don't rock the boat. In my family, it was, children are to be seen and not heard. That still carries a sting for me. And that type of silence comes with a cost. It comes with that emotional disconnection. It comes with identity erosion. We don't know who we are. Not to mention the unspoken pain and the powerlessness. That type of silence is a big piece of the codependent, dysfunctional system. And overcoming that silence is the step toward your personal liberation, to your freedom, to belonging. And silence is often rewarded in families, in workplaces, in society in general, right? But we're being called to speak up, to disrupt the patterns of domination culture. I'm going to share a story, and I've shared at least parts of this before, so bear with me if it's redundant for you. But back in 2016, I was part of the Centers for Spiritual Living Practitioner Council. And we resurrected this practitioner gathering. They used to do them every year, and they hadn't done one in a while. So we had this big practitioner gathering at CSL home office. We had 150 practitioners come. They toured the facilities. They toured the Science of Mind archives. We had speakers and workshops and musicians. And it was amazing. And the CSL DEI committee had just been formed. So we had them come do a DEI training for the practitioners. It wasn't even called DEI and B yet. It was newer on the spectrum of equity and inclusion. I mean, I know that's been going on for hundreds of years, but in terms of our understanding of DEI, it was new. Anybody here ever done a walk of privilege? It's a very powerful exercise that helps us see our privilege, but I've learned they don't really do them anymore, because in the process of us waking up to our privilege, we're sort of re-injuring the folks who are less privileged, because they have to stand there while we figure it out. And they have to be put in a position to remember they're less privileged. But at the time, it was a big idea, it was a new idea, and it was very powerful. People stand in a line, and there were over 100 people participating in this. So we had to go outside in this huge parking lot, and we stood in one long line, all side to side. And the facilitator asks questions, and based on your answer, you step forward or backward. And so they ask questions about your life experience and background, and it's questions like, if you grew up in a house with books, take a step forward. If one of your parents had a college degree, take 2 steps forward. If you've ever had to change yourself to fit in at work, take a step backward. If you weren't born in this country, take 2 steps backward. And so on, right? All about socioeconomic status, race, gender, orientation, disadvantages, disabilities, all the things, right? And you step forward or backward, and you have this physical experience of seeing your privilege in relationship to others. It's powerful, but I can also see how hurtful that could be to the people who are less privileged. They have to experience it all over again, right? So one of my colleagues, and I'm going to just call her Jessica, had come to the US with her family from Mexico as a child. And as I progressed through the exercise, I was, sort of just a little up from where we started. There were people way up at the front and there were people way in the back. And I noticed Jessica was so far back, she was off the parking lot and in the grass. Unbelievable. And afterwards, we had some breakout sessions, and it turned out I ended up in a small group with her. And I did sense her pain, and I'm grateful to know that DEI training has evolved and that we have learned to do affinity groups for trainings and not drag people through other people's awakening, right? But I don't remember the exact details, but she shared a story about her previous job where she had felt mistreated by her boss. She felt degraded with biased statements. And it was ongoing. But the thing that made it really hard for her was that she felt like none of her coworkers ever said anything. They never did anything. And she guessed that they just didn't know how. And that they probably feared retribution from the boss, right? That's a safe assumption. And I felt so much sadness for her, and I'm welling up with tears. As you see, I do that sometimes. But I did know not to make it about me and my feelings, because that's another thing that we often do. When someone is having an experience or a challenge, we're so uncomfortable with it that we make it about how we feel instead of being able to sit with them in their discomfort. That's another Brené Brown concept. It's from a different book. It's from her book, Daring Greatly, but she calls that a narrative takeover. So I pulled myself together, and my next reaction was that I wanted to make it feel better for her. I wanted to make it go away, right? Also not the solution. You can call it a bypass, but it's actually another kind of takeover. We're not allowing them to have their experience. We're making it about us. I'm making it about me, right? And Brené reminds us that we have to move through the discomfort of the vulnerability and stay curious to new information, to choose courage over comfort, and to sit with it and hear it out, to bring some new information to the table. So I understood why her coworkers might be silent. That would be a difficult position. And I somehow mustered up the question of well, how would you have wanted to be supported in that experience? And she said, if you don't know what to say, or if you are afraid to say something, just come stand next to me. At least let people know you're with me. That moment changed me. It's never okay to keep my head down and act like something's not happening. And this conversation deepened our connection. We knew each other in a new way. So the invitation is to get related to our own emotions. How am I being? And then to ask questions and to really listen, to help us understand what others are experiencing, what they're feeling. When we allow them to be heard and seen, we deepen in connection. We create intimacy. And just a little plug, we're doing this on the second Wednesdays, the Compassionate Conversation or Compassionate Communication evenings on second Wednesday, so if you're interested. Alan Alda, the quote here, listening is being able to be changed by the other person. That's a new idea for me about listening. And cultivating meaningful connections, this is not only rewarding and powerful, but it's overcoming that silence for personal growth and collective liberation. So we see the value in overcoming silence of what we've hidden to reveal our authentic selves for our liberation, for our true connection with others. And now we see the value in overcoming silence to reclaim your voice in support of the collective liberation, right? And Martin Luther King was a master in the equity and equality conversation. So I have a few quotes from him. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. We're being invited to raise our voice. And we can get caught up in what's appropriate as a spiritual community. Do we march? Do we stand against something? Or are we for everything? Do we hold high consciousness? Do we stay out of it? Daryl spoke about this last week, right? Martin Luther King says, cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? But conscience asks the question, is it right? And there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but because conscience tells one it is right. For me, it boils down to a simple statement I took away from my ethics class. Always do the right thing. And it's through that listening within and that listening with others that we inherently know what the right thing is. That still small voice inside nudges us. It tells us. We know when it's time to speak up. We know when it's time to overcome the silence. Only you know what is yours to do. Only you know what is the right thing for you. And in the spirit of our teaching, I am inviting us to speak up, to raise our voices from high consciousness. And I'm circling back to the song, Encourage Yourself. I had a recent experience dealing with some pain, and it was getting worse, and I was trying to get into different doctors, trying to, figure out what my options were. And I was leaving messages and not getting responses. I had one doctor, it was going to take me 8 months. I was just feeling so much frustration and sadness and feeling kind of unheard, right? Just all really great evidence to validate and perpetuate my belief that my needs don't matter, right? And to perpetuate the idea that I'm unheard. The beauty of doing this work is that we develop the awareness to recognize more quickly when we're going down a rabbit hole of our old beliefs, right? So I'm blessed to have sessions with my mentor, and I encourage every one of you, there's a list of practitioners up there, or go see your therapist, a life coach. Do the work. It's transformative. Get support. People can see things and know things for you that you might not be able to see and know for yourself. The big insight for me on this was that I was requiring to not feel heard in order for me to perpetuate that belief that my needs don't matter. And there's the loop. If I'm not heard, my needs don't matter. And I can just stay there in that old familiar place, right? Overcoming silence for personal liberation requires vulnerability. I'm putting myself out there, folks. I went a little deeper in this, and it was, how have I not been listening to myself? How have I not been paying attention to the pain signals that have been going on for a while? I've been overriding it. I wasn't listening to me. So I had that session. I have lots of prayer partners. I have a weekly mastermind group. And I'm committed to doing work in high consciousness, to knowing something else is possible and taking the steps for a different experience. I started listening to that song, Encourage Yourself, on repeat at full volume. If you're one of my good friends, I probably sent it to you and asked you to listen to it. I could feel it changing me. I could feel it shifting my mindset, lifting my vibration. The original song is by Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers, and this woman, Sherry Jones Moffett, sings it. It's a big band, big choir version. Check it out. And I'm so, so grateful to Paige for her willingness, her always saying yes to exploring the music. It's such a powerful tool for shifting our energy. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You have to speak victory during the test. No matter how you feel, sometimes you got to pat your own self on the back. Sometimes you've got to look in the mirror and tell yourself, I can make it. Even if no one tells you you can run, you've got to tell yourself. There's a particular part in the version that the Tri-City Singers do where she says, it's a lie, it's a lie. And I was threatening to get up here and do it myself, but I thought it was better to ask Paige to do the song. But that last line there, I know something better is out there waiting for me. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself. Affirmative thinking makes a difference. It's a Christian gospel song, but it's so in alignment with our teaching. And the music magnifies the energy. It adds to that conviction. We know that those beliefs and thoughts with the most conviction are the ones that manifest the most powerfully. And the flip side of that is be careful what you're listening to. What kind of music are you listening to? What kind of news? What kind of gossip? What are you telling yourself? Are you lifting yourself into the higher vibration? A lot of our music is historically about unhealthy attachment, self-sacrifice, seeking validation, and the very codependence that Brené Brown is talking about. We even have like the oldies like Diana Ross, I'm going to make you love me. I'm going to do all the things for you. I'll sacrifice for you. I'll even do wrong for you. How crazy is that? I'm going to use every trick in the book. Try my best to get you hooked. Oh, baby. Keep in mind, our nervous system in childhood regulates itself to stress and fear. And that becomes the default comfortable state. I know I was listening to a lot of unusual music when I was a kid. I was the youngest one. I had older siblings playing all kinds of stuff. What are you regulated to? The police. Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Every single day, every word you say, oh, can't you see you belong to me? I mean, it's creepy. Both songs, right? I mean, what about mutual consent? Right? Again, it's like the domination culture that we've been indoctrinated into. And we play these things and we're like, oh, you know, it's like we're taking it in. All right, I got one more just because I think it's fascinating. This is Gautier, and I have to say, I really like this song. So it kind of hurts me to have to call it out a little bit. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness. I think of all the times you screwed me over, believing it was always something that I'd done. I mean, I'm not saying that we have to eliminate pop culture. We just have to be aware of it. We have to pay attention to what we're listening to. We have to choose how we're going to accept the meaning into our experience, what impact it's having on our body, right? We are vibrational beings. And through awareness and intention and some good music, we are capable of shifting our energy. We don't need to stay in old patterns. Transformation is always available. How we carry ourselves in thought, emotion, and energy is a living prayer. I said this before, worrying is like praying for something you don't want, right? Well, if that's true, then singing twisted lyrics is like really pumping up the jams on something unhealthy, right? Love is at the highest end of the vibration spectrum. We're tuning ourselves to the energy of Source when we're in the vibration of love. Singing encourage yourself. Looking in the mirror and telling yourself you can make it. You can shift your life by shifting your energetic frequency. It's like affirmative prayer in a song. I'm going to invite the music team to make their way back up. So our inner transformation is social action. As we awaken, we naturally become agents of transformation in the world around us. But this requires courage, the willingness to stand for truth, to look at our patterns, to get right with ourselves, to raise our voice, to overcome the silence. This in service to our personal liberation and in service to collective liberation. So I'm going to take us into some practice. I invite you to turn your attention inward. And then I'm going to begin with rereading that passage from Ernest Holmes. Take this in. Let it be about you and for you. I am a center in the divine mind, a point of God-conscious life, truth, and action. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action, into correct results. Everything I do, say, or think is stimulated by the truth. There is power in this word that I speak because it is of the truth and it is the truth. There is perfect and continuous right action in my life and my affairs. All belief in wrong action is dispelled and made negative. Right action alone has power, and right action is power, and power is God, the living Spirit Almighty. This Spirit animates everything that I do, say, or think. Ideas come to me daily, and these ideas are divine ideas. They direct me and sustain me without effort. I am continuously directed. I am compelled to do the right thing at the right time, to say the right word at the right time, to follow the right course at all times. All suggestion of age, poverty, limitation, or unhappiness is uprooted from my mind and cannot gain entrance to my thought. I am happy, well, and filled with perfect life. I live in the spirit of truth and am conscious that the spirit of truth lives in me. My word is the law unto its own manifestation and will bring to me or cause me to be brought to its fulfillment. There is no unbelief, no doubt, no uncertainty. I know, and I know that I know. Let every thought of doubt vanish from my mind, that I may know the truth, and the truth makes me free. Let us just take this into our closing prayer, remembering we are one with this infinite intelligence, that as we bring within to that infinite intelligence. We tap into that realm of unformed substance, the subjective realm of infinite possibility, that it is available to us always. That we tap into that perfection, that wholeness, that peace, that abundance, all that is available through God, through us, as us, and through the power of our word. We speak over ourselves. We encourage ourselves. Sometimes you've got to look in the mirror and tell yourself, you can do it. And as I minister to you, I minister to myself. I know something out there better is waiting. Encourage yourself. Speak over yourself. Use the power of your word to bring it into your physical experience. I know it is available to us, and I affirm each one here is taking this practice with them and changing their experience through the power of their word. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be in a community full of people who are always doing the right thing, who are saying yes to speaking up, saying yes to their own work in service to the collective. So grateful to be part of this loving community. I release all of this into the law that always says, yes, I know it is so. I let it be so. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Linda. Okay, we're going to stand together and sing in one voice, Pour Yourself in Me.
Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
Wow, thank you, Reverend Linda. There's a lot in there to unpack. Thank you for the reminder, too, that in the silence, the small voice that guides you, teaches you, keeps you safe, and loves you is there. And now I have to go home and re-examine my playlists. Because that can really creep in. I understand that totally. Yeah. Okay, now is our time of offering. Cityside is a community supportive organization, and each week we practice conscious giving, which allows us to make this service and other offerings all through the week available to you. Your financial support is Cityside. You make it possible. So examine, what can I do to help make this possible? You can scan the QR code on the screen, and it will lead you to our giving options. If you prefer to give in person, there's a giving box right here with envelopes. Please let us know who to give credit. And we do practice the law of giving and receiving here in the room. And we are giving out affirmation cards. They're passing them around. Please take one. Take several. Pass it out. Spread the word. Cheer someone up. We all need cheering up right now, so reach out. And pass around your smiles this week. We need more smiles in the world. Okay. Okay, so our giving affirmation. Please join me in it. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
I send my love and my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my
Sorry, online people, we have a little bit of a situation here we're taking care of, so please hang tight for a few minutes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close out our service for today as we address our circumstances. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Please check out cityside.me for all the upcoming events and announcements. Thank you all. There'll be prayer in the room today and online, and there'll be an after talk today as well if you want to hang out and spend some time with us. There will also be a link to the after talk on the website if you want to join us online. Thank you so much, and let's close it out.